Welcome to Shade in the City. I'm your girl, Treese.
It's Nellz.
And today, as you see, we're together forever. No, but yes, thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining us, Shade Squad, and our new viewers. We are here to review before the 90 day, 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days, season 6, episode 12, 13. So yeah, it's episode 14. Look, I was way off. So yeah, it's episode 14. If you haven't already, Shade Squad, please make sure that you hit that like button
and that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's get into it because it's a lot to unpack. Nikola and this dirty dancing, and Amanda is still dysfunctional as hell, and so is Statler. So let's get into it and let's get shady.
I'm gonna click my case.
So we're starting off with Meisha and Nikola. They're in the church praying. Apparently, Nikola has been taking her to do this every day. Now Meisha only has 5 days left. And
did you realize what song he was singing?
No.
Ave Maria.
Oh, was that what he was singing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Nikola is worried because Meisha, is upset after the meeting with his family and said that he's willing to do anything in hopes that she'll still accept his proposal. Now, later they venture off to, the Dead Sea. And so Meisha's asking, is that Sodom and Gomorrah? And so I even put in my notes, really, Meisha, because we all know for us Bible toters that Sodom and Gomorrah was a city, not a sea. But I understand what she meant, maybe, and Nikola kind of clowned her for it too. Because she works in the church, but no judgment. Now apparently you can float anywhere in the Dead Sea because of the salt content. I love that. You should go to the Caribbean if you can't get to the Dead Sea. But apparently people travel from all over the world to come here. And it is true.
And I think it's also because of the mud, like the benefits.
I don't know. I don't know if I would ever want to swim in anything called the Dead Sea, but
he did explain why it was called the Dead Sea.
Maybe because Sodom and Gomorrah burned down.
No, I think it has something to do with the fire, but
yeah. Okay, Meisha. So Nikola is hopeful that they can, enjoy the rest of their time. He hopes that he can show her that he can be affectionate and romantic. So he then proceeds to put mud from the Dead Sea all over Meisha. He smacked mud, yes. And there's nothing romantic about it. He tells her she'll go home and tell people about this experience and she'll never forget it. And she, turns over for him to rub it on her backside and ask him not to do it like a caveman. So clearly she's really not feeling this. And she says that she admires his take charge attitude and his strength, but felt like he was spackling a wall. And I said, well, damn, that was a very good analogy. Mm-hmm. So Meisha puts mud on him, and he seems to actually be a little uncomfortable, but that's because she's massaging it.
She's like, this is how it's supposed to be done. Don't it feel nice?
Right. And she's like, based on the way I'm doing this to you, don't you want to do it to me again in certain places?
He's like, no, I
did it to you already. What you mean? Why are we doing it again? So Meisha tells him that she understands that he's a virgin, but she would like him to be more comfortable with asking her questions about sexual stuff, and tells him that, she doesn't want him to feel embarrassed. He says that he knows what a woman wants. He don't need no help.
He read books.
He read books.
And he got friends.
And he lives in this world.
He really don't, though.
He really don't. I was like, if you ain't been hip to the HBO Cinemax before, back in the day, he thinks that he'll be ready, when it's time. So in confessional, she asks how often he would have sex, after they're married. And he says every day. He plans on putting it down every single day for Meisha.
And promises she'll enjoy it.
And then they hop in the water and, he proceeds to do some sexy little Macarena type of thing. And Misha's not impressed. And
where did you get that?
Right. She was like, where did you get that idea that would be sexy from?
He said Patrick Swayze in a movie.
And she's grossed out. She's literally grossed out by this. And I'm not going to lie. maybe because Patrick Swayze's not a turn on for me either. That would have grossed me out too. But that would be like if somebody said Morgan Freeman. That would have grossed me out too. So Nikola says that it bothers him because he's trying so hard, or at least he's feeling he's trying hard. And Meisha's always criticizing him.
Then he took her to go see the 14th station of the cross. So they rented the cross and they walked where, he went to be crucified. And she's just so grateful that he took her to see this. She feels unworthy because most people don't get to experience it. This. Now, the following day, they go out for lunch and, he said that he wanted to propose, but he's not even sure that she's going to say yes because of all her complaints. So he told her, I'm trying to adapt your ways. And, you want me to be affectionate when I hug you, I kiss you. But when I tell you I love you, you don't say it back. She said, that's not true. And guess what? They had the receipts. But so did he, because he actually was able to name times where he said it and she didn't say it back. So, she said that she didn't realize, and she apologized that she fell short. But she also said, the Nico that I'm getting here is not the same Nico that's on the phone. So, she told him that she does love him with no question. And she apologized that she didn't say it. But she does say that she also has some reservations.
As she should.
As far as where they're really going to end up going, because their annulment and where that stands. And he just believes that it's going to happen. He has faith.
I think she should be more concerned what's going to happen when she tries to get him over there. And her daughters already said that they think he's a little weird and they're not going to switch up their lifestyle. Because it makes it sound like she lives with her daughters.
And or her daughters live with her.
Well, the way they made it sound.
Well, I mean, now they live in the world.
Right. They live in the world.
Little different.
Yeah, I'm sure he can learn a lot. Hopefully not from them.
So Cleo and Christian, they're preparing for Thanksgiving.
It's going to be a terrible Thanksgiving. Please don't invite. I don't want the invite. I'm sorry, Cleo.
Are you talking about because of the drama or the food?
The food. Both. Take me to the pub for some fish and chips.
I would have been okay. I would have been okay with the drama. It was the food for me. She made him her sous chef, which is something apparently he's not used to doing. He's used to sitting back, drinking, talking shit while everybody else does the heavy lifting. So she has him buttering up this turkey and he asked her if she's getting jealous. He says, he can guarantee he ain't got no feelings for this damn turkey. And she said, are you sure?
You sure you're not going to invite the turkey over
to come over for Thanksgiving?
I said the shade.
That was so Virgo.
That was so Virgo of her.
You sure you don't want to have a full-blown conversation with this turkey and, form a connection? Now, he told her she's the only bird that he needs. She's clearly still feeling some type of way, but she says she feels a lot better because the girl made other plans and she can't come. But regardless, she does feel that he needs to recognize that talking to random women is just not okay, and it plays on her insecurities. Now, he's more concerned about the fact that Jane is coming over and
he don't want to be ambushed again.
He doesn't think that he's going to get a legit second chance. He right. She said, I can admit, she probably didn't have the best first impression of you or our relationship. And he says that he'll be on his best behavior. So Jane gets there and he's immediately, trying to, schmooze her. No. So Jane gets there and immediately, he's trying to schmooze her because he doesn't want her, talking stuff about their relationship or about him after he leaves. So Jane already, she has these preconceived notions about him.
The energy was very awkward.
It was.
From the time it was awkward. They should have just had dinner by themselves.
But she said that she's trying to keep an open mind. She full of shit. She full of shit. So they're discussing how small this Thanksgiving is, especially compared to his previous ones. And Cleo threw his ass straight under the bus and said, well, he did invite someone last night.
Yes, she did.
And he said, yeah, he was at a pub and he sparked up a conversation.
Jane's like, how'd you do that? You don't know anyone. I said, leave it to Jane.
So I feel like they already talked about this.
Mhm.
This was a setup.
It
You got
definitely was
set
a
up.
setup.
Homie. So Jane, I'm sorry. So he said he sparked up a conversation with the American girl and he invited her. Now Jane asked him if he met any guys at the bar. He said no. Everyone was just kind of moving through and she was all alone. So Cleo said, so far, I've only seen him start conversations with women. But I guess, I'm guessing he talks to men too. He said, of course he does. Women just have to be, just happen to be half of the people on the planet. And she said, yeah. And the other half, you just talk to.
Right.
You just talk to women. So, he's getting agitated because, he's trying to make a good impression and he feels like Cleo just brought up something that's really supposed to have been resolved. They already talked about it and it's making him look like a bad person.
He gonna get tired of her throwing him under the bus.
Not according to Cleo. Cleo said, listen, I ain't really get it all out the way I wanted to. I don't think she's ever really going to get it all out because anytime she expresses herself, he has some type of rebuttal or like he cuts her off and that's just not how it was. And you're making me feel some type of way.
And I get what you're saying. Okay, I'm going to give you that. My issue with her is it would be like friend situation. I can come in to you and complain all day, but at what point, if you are not going to change your situation?
She just met him.
And there's so many red flags. So cut it off. Send us back to America.
He leaves in a few days.
I'm just saying. If I was Jane, I'd be like, girl, don't call me no more over here in the room. Don't do that. Don't call me over here no more. Until he leave and you left him alone, don't call me no more.
She need love.
Yes,
okay?
she do.
So, he says that he doesn't seek out women to speak with, but he's not uncomfortable speaking with them. So Jane asked him what's his motivation for speaking with strangers. He said just the fact that he's social. He said that he didn't get her number.
I think he actually said that he has social anxiety. He was like, he doesn't like sitting places. So yeah, when he's at a bar, he's like that person that be by himself and starts talking to you. Unfortunately, I'm the person that he starts talking to when I'm trying to sit by myself and really be by myself. I do be trying to be by myself. I do. I sometimes don't want to be bothered. I could be sitting there working and always be somebody, hey. It's like, no, nigga, you don't see me in a laptop or with headphones on, really into it. Just because I got a glass of wine in front of me.
See, I would be the asshole that would. You don't see it?
You don't see it? Oh, okay, then yeah, we are different. Because I feel like I gotta address it.
I don't gotta do a damn thing. So basically, he said that he never got her number. Cleo said, okay, but you still did invite her, and that's strange. Now, she said that basically, if she was at the bar alone and a guy just started talking to her, she would assume that he had an interest in her. He said that he hates feeling like he's doing something wrong by just being himself. Shut your crybaby ass up. Shut the hell, that aggravated the hell out of me. She said that, she doesn't have a problem with him having female friends, but for her moving forward, if they was to have a real relationship, that would be crossing the line for her. So, he says that he's feeling icky right now. And I would have been like, yeah, you should. You dirty. You just out here just picking up strays. You a little alley cat. Just nasty. And then it just got super awkward. Jane is like, okay, well, I'm outie. Going home. Now Jane's fake.
Did they eat any of the food?
I saw them cut the turkey. I don't know. I don't know. So Jane, she acted like she had a good time and it was great meeting him again. She a damn lie. But then after she left, he expressed his feelings and how he felt attacked. And when she goes to try and express herself, he said, I feel like you're saying, I seek out women that are lonely at bars. I mean, that's what it sounds like. That's really what it's given, sir. And she's just like, you know what? I ain't gonna say nothing else because anytime I say something, it's just gonna make you feel worse. So she just got up and left. I think he tried to get her attention and tried to pull her back, and she was like, "No, I ain't doing this with you." Because, like I said, anytime she tried to express herself, it's back to him and how the hell he feels. Nobody gives a damn.
Well, again, this is what I'm saying. This is a red flag, because if you already feel this way and he is in the same city as you can't think that when he gets back to America where he's comfortable, that he's not going to continue to sit down at the bar and have random conversations.
Oh yeah, right now she's taking it all in. She's taking it in.
Okay.
She's taking it in.
So make sure we're clear. All right. Amanda and Razvan. Razvan is nervous because they're headed to Croatia to meet his family. Oh, you were done. Okay. And yeah, so Razvan and Amanda are headed to Croatia to meet his family. He and Amanda are still not on good terms, as we know. And Amanda is trying to butter him up, better than a biscuit. Okay. So he knows Amanda is trying harder because, she feels she may lose him for good. And Amanda does take responsibility for their argument and, is trying her hardest to show him she still wants this relationship. Why?
She don't want to be lonely.
Why, Sway? But how?
She don't want to be lonely.
This is the same person that you said can't do nothing for you. You don't want to take care of him when he gets to America. And the minute he said that he didn't want you, now all of a sudden you flip like a light switch and all that has changed. Because again, I told y'all, I was with her and her points that she made as a mother, as I understood everything she was saying. So for her to backpedal and pop, and now all of a sudden.
I think part of it, she probably does still feel some of the things that she said, but I think she also feels like she was just sabotaging.
She says she can't picture her life without him and hopes things can get better. So then on their ride to his parents' home, she asks if he's still upset, and he's honest with her and says he's confused, but he's happy that she's going to meet his parents, but he's not going to play pretend with her. Okay. So she tells him she wasn't asking him to, and ask him, just take it day by day, but you only got a couple more days. Okay, you didn't already it up. You the thing. And little do you know, he might go visit somebody else in America. Watch. TikTok is worldwide anyway. So just saying. And then she realizes it's going to be harder than she thought to get Razvan back in her web. That's just in my notes because she's like a black widow. It's like so she's concerned that this might actually break them up completely. So then they get to the family's house. Razvan's mom looked young as hell. But anyway, and he's hopeful Amanda will make a good impression, although again, they're not in a good place. Amanda's nervous because Razvan shared with her that his ex-wife and his mom didn't really get along. So they arrived to warm hugs from his family. Amanda even asked if she can help his mom with anything, which I thought was cute. And I like the fact his mom had, made a little cute homemade chicken soup. I was like, okay.
I thought she was vegan for some reason.
She had all these dietary things going on. I know. Okay, I thought the same thing when she said
she's not vegan.
I don't know. I feel like she just doesn't eat certain things.
Okay. So I was like, they giving her chicken soup. And I didn't see her eat the chicken. I just saw her eat noodles.
Right. I don't know. Amanda got a lot with her. So then his mom actually asked about the kids, and Amanda talks about how well behaved her kids are. And his mom says that means she'll be young forever when you have good kids. And I said, but damn, don't take me to an early grave, my child. So Amanda wants him to ask his mother why she didn't get along with the ex-wife. Why? And so, Razvan is...
You know what they say about curiosity.
Right. So Razvan is confused as well, but he asked a question, and I said, well, you know what? He just let her walk herself into the trap, okay? I can't be mad at him. And so the mother, I believe it was the father that explains that the reason...
Yeah, he said it's simple.
It's simple. They felt, and he actually begins to get emotional because he said that he felt like she didn't really love Razvan.
Mm-hmm.
And then Razvan goes in to say that, he wasn't able to be himself or do what he wanted to do with his wife. She wanted him to, I guess, change his career, of course, which we all know, a point Amanda hit on. And Razvan is actually honest and says that even with the dinner going the way it's going, he's just really not feeling Amanda right now.
I know. I think the dad said, or the mom said that they didn't match. And she was like,
do you think we match?
And he's like, Not after what you told me. You the one that said that we don't match.
Right. And I do believe that he said something about he's just not trying to get into another toxic relationship like he had with his ex-wife. And I was like, well, I can't blame him.
Well,
Please. I've never said this, and I can't say I never said this, but I don't think I've ever wanted to see a couple break up so bad. Because I'm here for Razvan.
I actually want to see this couple that I'm about to do next break up.
Oh.
Dempsey and Statler.
Oh, the clingy bit.
Yes. So they're getting ready to go hang out and meet Dempsey's friends. After finding out most of Statler's
it's the
red
love
flags.
bombing for me. I'm not gonna lie though, she is so romantic, but it's the love, it's the shit that comes with the romance.
It's why it's not genuine.
I know we already said it's manipulation.
That's the problem. So after finding out most of her red flags, Dempsey feels like, they're on the same page. Statler is feeling super anxious. She feels like she'll be fighting for acceptance. Dempsey is just hoping that the night goes well because her friends Lindsay and Georgia are very overprotective. So they found out that Statler met her dad and that she plans to take Dempsey to Edinburgh.
Yes, Edinburgh, which is in Scotland.
For her birthday. She said that she planned out everything and it includes mainly sex.
I'm just gonna say, if him is watching this review, which I know he doesn't watch these reviews, but I'm like, if you ever wanted to take me to a castle and I watched The Crown. That's why I knew exactly that's right up my alley. I would have loved it. I'm all about it. Just saying. Him. He knows who he is. He might not get this message.
I was about to say. And then she comes out and says that sex is the only thing she's good at because she's had a lot of it.
She is we already said she's socially awkward.
Exactly. And her friends' faces went from smiles to curious. So her friends want to know, how do they even make it work? Because they have a problem even making it work with somebody that lived down the street from them. And Dempsey says it is overwhelming. Statler mentions that she was trying to move in with her. Mm-hmm. And her friends are super shocked. Confused.
Actually, Dempsey brought it up. She was like, oh, she thought it was a cute Valentine's Day thing. Mm-hmm. I was like, Dempsey, that was shady.
So her friends are super shocked, confused, and a bit concerned. Mm-hmm. And now Statler is finally feeling embarrassed. It only took all day and night. So she gets up and goes to the bathroom, and her friends let her know that they think Statler is codependent. And now even more red flags are becoming apparent to Dempsey. So the ladies are packing for their trip to Scotland. Statler said that she knows where they're going, but Dempsey basically has no idea what any of the plans are. And really, they only know where she's going because the friends made her come out with it.
Right.
Now they're supposed to be packing, and this girl is up here cleaning windows and looking at highlighters. She clearly does get distracted very easily. Mm-hmm. I think she has a severe case. Mm-hmm. Now on the drive there, Dempsey can't get off her mind the conversation that she had with her friends and their concerns because she doesn't want to be in a toxic or unhealthy situation. So she lets her know that her friends think that she's codependent, and Statler is like, why is this horrible? I'm clingy. Yes. I want to be with my person all the time.
And look, she was like, at least I know it about myself. I said, yo, a lot of crazy people know they're crazy.
You have to,
that doesn't change the fact that you're crazy.
The thing is, though, it has to be a problem for you, though, for you to want to change it.
Right.
She don't see nothing wrong with it. That's the problem. So
she said, I'm gonna live in my clingy.
Her codependency.
Right.
So of course, she's still hoping that Dempsey changes her mind about her moving in with her. So she don't want nobody else getting in her head.
And she don't want anybody talking sense into Dempsey.
Exactly. So they finally get there.
The castle is beautiful. Castle's absolutely
And
beautiful.
they're staying at a whole damn castle.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Is the castle for my queen?" I said, "Oh."
I just told him. Him actually just happened to come.
He did.
He
And
did.
he shut the door.
And he shut the door when I told him what I wanted to do.
So Dempsey is overwhelmed. She says she can't even believe it. Now, Statler said that she's never seen her this happy. So she knows she did a great job. Pat on the back. And
She did, like I said.
And it may be working because now Dempsey is rethinking.
I'd be a sucker for Statler, but she would get on my nerves eventually. She's too clingy, but I would love all the stuff she wants to do in the moment, but then that would get on she would irritate me after, like once it wore off.
Nobody forward this to Statler.
Nobody forward this to Statler. No, she's done with American women. She's been through all of us.
That's true. So basically, yeah, it might be working because now Dempsey's rethinking. She said maybe she shouldn't push away her happily ever after that she's always wanted. You think your happily ever after is with Statler, girl?
So look, you might be just as crazy as her. So then we see Gino and Jasmine, another couple that I have never wanted to see two people part ways so badly in my life.
So was you happy with this episode?
Oh, I was thrilled, but I know they're gonna get back together. It ain't gonna last. So we see Gino packed up, getting ready to leave the apartment. He's upset with what Jasmine said to him and thinks that she just says things when she's angry and that she doesn't mean them.
He hopes,
right? I've just never said, oh, I just went with somebody else because it makes
and over and over. Like it keeps on coming up every time they get into an argument.
I guess maybe that's why he thinks she could be lying. So he goes to talk to Jasmine, who was also outside. And I was like, well, did they get evicted or what happened? Did they put them out the apartment? Because why y'all both outside instead of in
He went to check on her. Remember, she left. She walked out when they was recording in the confessional last episode. You know he gonna. So that's the prettiest girl he ever gonna get.
Well, that's true. He asked her if what she said was true, and of course she's like, "No, Gino, she just said those things because he said that she wasn't the most important person in his life." Now, Gino tries to explain that she will be equally just as important when they get married, but Jasmine isn't trying to hear that and tells Gino he's going home tomorrow, not yesterday, tomorrow, and that they're over.
Let's just go our separate ways.
Right. Gino asks if she's just giving up, and Jasmine, starts her little waterworks show.
She said, yeah, though.
She said, yeah, but she had to start it with it's the manipulation of it all. So Gino says that she said this before, but it wasn't over. And she says that before she thought it could work, but realizes that that's not going to happen. And she claims she doesn't feel loved or appreciated, and that she needs a man that she knows she's more important than his family. I said, you're going to have a hard time finding a relationship, period. Maybe that's why you were out here by yourself. Just saying, still hunching on your exes whenever you could. So she says that she can't survive the relationship any longer and he needs to get it together and get out. Okay. And she tells him she thinks it's the best decision for both of them and pushes him to walk away. Now, Gino is visibly hurt, but does walk away because Jasmine seems to not want to make amends. And he's actually starting to question how much Jasmine really loves him. And I was like, well, we all been questioning that for a long time. Gino, you late to the party.
We're back and forth because sometimes she actually does seem like she does.
If Crazy in Love was working.
She does. If this is all fake, she does a great job. Some people need to learn from her because she does a great job.
Like I said, if Crazy in Love was a person, then yeah, I think she has shown us that she can be crazy in love.
So next is David and Sheila. So I love me some David, but Sheila was in the bathroom getting ready. And listen, if this man didn't have a disability, I would read his ass for Phil's because the way he clapped at her like she was a dog.
I heard that, but I didn't. For
her to come out the bathroom. But you know what?
We're going to excuse him.
Yes, because he can't call to her in the bathroom. So I'm going to let it go. But anyway, so he just wanted to make sure she was ready to go. Apparently, he booked a boat tour so they could do some snorkeling. And he feels like this is his last chance to propose. So they they're doing. Oh. Okay, so they're doing great while on the boat. They're communicating. She's doing really good with her signing. I was actually pretty impressed.
I was
with
very
her.
proud of Sheila.
Only certain words she has to spell out. And he's glad that she's making an effort. She said that it makes her nervous. I
think that's one thing he continued to say throughout their
Mhm.
segment. He just
Mhm.
kept saying how proud he was of her, that she was actually trying.
And it makes him feel loved.
Mhm.
Now it makes her nervous, she said, to sign because she's scared that she's going to say the wrong thing, but she knows that it's important to him. So they're out, playing in the Shark's Ocean. Luckily, there was only fish and sea turtles where they were. Now he does say once again that he's very impressed with, how much she knows and how much she's been practicing, and it makes him feel like she cares. So when they get back, they get ready for dinner. They're sitting down and she actually translated for him. He spoke to her in sign and to order his wine, and she actually translated for him. They having a full-blown conversation.
Yes, they was having a good old look.
I said, okay, girl.
Sheila was holding back.
Now, of course, her jealous ass wants to know if he's ever had a date like this with anyone else. He said no. So, it made her feel
I love
special.
the fact that none of this was a first for both of them. Because he said he ain't never, and she said she ain't never done nothing like that either. They was,
well, I would have felt like especially after, what happens at the end. If you did this for somebody else, you need to go harder than this.
No,
this is a regular dinner. Now she feels like she's being treated like a queen, and she's thankful for him that, he did all of this with everything that happened. So when the food comes out, she expresses that she lost her appetite and she's feeling sad, and she gets super emotional, and it's making David feel like, maybe this isn't the best time to do this. But she lets him know that the reason why she was crying is because she's upset that he's leaving soon. So then he starts his whole spiel. And he's clearly getting nervous because he starts sweating like crazy, and Sheila noticed it. So, he decides that they need a drink. He got up to cheers with her, and then he got down on one knee and proposed. And of course, she got emotional all over again. And his nervous ass spilled wine all over the freaking table. But for some reason, she just could not believe that this is real. She just kept on asking him numerous times, is this for real? Is this for, and he reassured her, girl, yes, I ain't about to just slap you and you're going to wake up. This is for real. Real deal, holy deal. And of course she said, yeah. And, he picked her up, took her back to the bedroom, and look, I'm sure
she done found out how to deal with that thing.
Yeah, I'm sure she did.
You didn't see the opening scene where he has her picked up and she had her legs wrapped around him?
She looked like a little baby doll.
I said, oh, okay, well, look, I was about to call her Rose again. Sheila. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to another review of Before the 90 Days. If you have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And we will catch you next week for another review. Have a good night and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.